Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to give you an update on our root cellar, which is almost done. There's just a couple more things to finish before I can really start packing it full of stuff. There isn't anything in there yet, but it's looking really good. I also want to go dig the rest of our carrots and beets that are out in our new cut flower garden space. I seeded them in July, and they'd honestly be okay if I wanted to mulch them up, and I could dig them through the course of the winter, but I just kind of want to, I don't know, I got a new root storage bin from Gardener Supply, and I want to try that out, and I want to just have everything in one location so I don't have to like dig in the snow and such. It's 37 degrees today. Right now, it's really chilly, and it looks like next week is even chillier with snow on the forecast. So this is still in a little bit of disarray during the construction. Right here, you can see we still haven't framed in this middle door in the right position yet. We had to cut out another cubby, and we have to cut the concrete right here. There's just several more steps we need to do to finish the garage doors, but if we look back here, you can see the root cellar, which is basically an above ground root cellar. It's an insulated room that's temperature and humidity controlled. And you can see we haven't painted the outside. That's why the shelving unit is scooted out, but it will be scooted up against that wall. And there's enough room to put another shelving unit right there. You can see we position the door to where it swings out, which maximizes the space here on the inside. And we've got the interior painted. I think it's pretty much done in here, except for, it's gonna get echoey. We are still getting the cool bot wired up. You can see the wires here. So we've got an AC unit right up here. We'll have a little heater installed like right in here or so. And then we have a vent fan, which we can use if we need to. If it gets too humid in here, we can just pop this piece of insulation out, and there's a fan in there. In fact, let me do that. I'll show you. He's going to, Eddie, who's building all this, is going to put a piece of wood on the outside with a handle so we can easily pop that out. But you can see that fan will draw air from in here and push it out, which will be really nice. So that's just got a little finish work that needs to be done. I'll fix that here in a minute. So the cool bot right here is super nice because it enables us to monitor the temperature from our phones. And we like to have everything as automated as possible in terms of like ease of setting things, of looking at things when we're not home, if there was a problem or anything like that. It also helps the AC unit get cooler in here because AC units will only go down so far in degrees. This right here heats up a certain something inside the AC unit that tricks that unit into thinking it's warmer in here than it actually is. So it will reduce the temperature down even further. And I think we can get it down to, I think he was saying 35 or 36 in here if we want to, which I don't think I'll ever have it that cold in here. And during the winter time, like I can start storing stuff in here right now. It is, well, it's 43 degrees in here at the moment, which is good for a lot of different things. I think I'll probably be maintaining like a 40 to 45 degree-ish range in here just to keep most everything happy. I feel like it's a good compromise. I'll show you a chart here of all the different temperatures that different crops like to be stored at. But I think 40, 45 is a really good happy medium there. And it's just gonna be trial and error depending on what I'm storing in here, for how long. I don't anticipate actually needing to cool it down tremendously because by the time, you know, the warm temperatures start to arrive when I would need it to really be working hard, it'll, you know, I'll be getting fresh stuff out of the garden again, and we'll probably have worked our way through everything that was in here already. So it's just gonna be interesting to see how it all plays out. Looking back toward the door, the only section of wall I won't really be able to put up like anything real bulky is just right here, which is fine because I thought I'd put a bunch of hooks and put like dried herbs and strung peppers and things like that right there. And then I can start shelving here to the corner, which I don't know that I'm actually gonna do shelving right there. I might stack all my dahlia bins right there. And then we'll have shelving units across there. We'll have them across right here. They'll be a little lower there, and then across this wall here. And while the electricians were here, you know, getting all of the plugins for all this menagerie, I went ahead and asked them to put in some outlets both on the inside and the outside of every single wall. Because when you have open walls and an electrician here, you just go ahead and have them all installed. It's just nice to have access just in case you need it for something, because maybe I want to put my dehydrators in here at some point or something like that random, you know. I don't want to have to be, well, I wouldn't be able to put a cord through the door. because that would break the seal. So anyway, that is where the root cellar is at the moment. We've still got to paint the outside, which will just be white. It'll match all of everything. Well, it won't match that dirty wall. It'll look nice and bright back here. And then we will put a shelving unit right here as well. I'm just super happy with how this whole thing turned out. In terms of shelves, I've got like some baker's rack kind of shelves I'm going to utilize this year. They came from our basement. It's just I had them already and I didn't really want to have to go buy more. I do anticipate like going and buying some stronger. These are the Husky shelves from Home Depot. We like to use those. They're like 77 inches across, I think, and they're deep and they hold a lot of weight. I think eventually I will probably outfit this space with something more sturdy. But for now, I just want to try this space out and see how we utilize it and like where things need to go for ease of moving in there. And then I can figure out based on that what kind of shelving units I need exactly. But it's just super exciting. So much better use of the space than what it was doing, which was basically nothing. So. Okay, so I've got the gator loaded up with the stuff I need to go dig. Right here, I've got a pop-up bag for all the greens because we are going to be cutting the greens off the tops and I'll give those to the chickens. I've got sand. This is going to be my storage medium right here. You can use like sawdust if you want. A lot of people use sand, which is a lot heavier. I don't know. I don't have any sawdust on hand though, and I have sand, so that's what I'm going to use. I've also got a digging fork and a shovel. I've got a crate because I think this isn't going to be big enough. This is the root storage bin from Gardener's Supply. I need to tie these. Hold on. Okay, that looks better. You can kind of see the shape a bit better. It's basically just a metal basket with a burlap liner, except the burlap fits perfectly, and this comes over the top like a lid. I think that my crate and burlap sacks will do the same exact thing. It just doesn't look as nice. But I think I've got too many things to fit in this one basket. I don't know, and we've got to go out there and start digging to see. But I did set this up a couple days ago. I saved the paperwork because it has the storage condition chart, which I thought might be helpful. It's helpful for me. I think I'm going to just cut this out and tack it to the wall in the root cellar so I have quick access. Because it tells you like what humidity, what percent humidity, what degrees that each one of these crops is best stored at. And then also average storage time. So most of the time, if you don't have a root cellar or a spot like out in an unheated garage that kind of like maintains, like doesn't get below freezing, but maintains a cold enough temperature, in that case, a lot of people will store them in the refrigerator, which they'll last for months in the refrigerator. It's a really good option if you have space, and I just don't have space. I never have in order to really store more than like a grocery store size bag of carrots. But if that's your situation, all you need to do is dig them. You can wash them or not. Some people swear by not washing them. I'm not going to wash them today to put them in these crates. If I was storing them in the fridge, I would wash them because I have a hard enough time keeping my fridge clean as it is. But I would wash them, cut the tops off, put them in a plastic bag that's sealed up, and then just put them in the crisper or the whatever vegetable storage bin in your fridge, and they'll store for a long time. So you really don't have to get fancy with it, but I'm excited for this today. Look who's joining me. Hey, Russell. Of course. You think I buy everything just for you, huh? Okay, I'm gonna put this somewhere safe so I don't lose it. Okay, so now we're gonna head out to the garden, and I am not acclimated to these temperatures yet. I'm so chilly today. So here we are, carrots on the left, beets on the right. And doesn't this look like a barren wasteland compared to what it looked like just a couple of months ago? I can't even believe we had so much productivity out here in such a short time ago. And it feels like it's gotten colder all of a sudden. I just checked the forecast and it says that we have a 100% chance of rain here in about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna try to dig these fast because I can clean them up in the barn. Much more comfortable in there. Okay, I've got myself set up right inside the barn just to protect me from the wind and possible rain that's on its way. Did not take very long to dig these up, less than 10 minutes. I was hurrying to, just in case it was gonna start to rain on me. In this front crate, I've got beets. These are bull's blood beets right here, which I really wasn't happy with their performance. In fact, my luck with red beets is not as good, not nearly as good as my luck with golden beets. These are gorgeous. So I have more of these anyway, which is really nice. And a lot of the bull's blood beets ended up just in the bin for the chickens. And then as far as carrots go, I planted quite a number of Parisian carrots, which are this shape naturally. They're just smaller and rounder. And then toward the bottom here, I just kind of dumped my whole carton out while I was out there. Hold on, we've got my normal carrots right down here. And there's quite a number of these. I've got both Nantes and Danvers half-longs. So basically at this point I'm going to be just cutting the tops off of the carrots and beets because they will draw moisture from the root, which is what we want to stay moist and not dry out. All the greens will go to the chickens today, and then I'm going to be layering all the root crops in between layers of slightly moistened sand. I've got my pump sprayer right here, which will be perfect because I can really control the moisture level. It's not quite as vital in my situation because our root cellar will be maintaining proper humidity, I hope. But if you are doing the same kind of like bin storage system somewhere that doesn't maintain humidity, then you do need to check moisture levels because it's just like anything else. It's just like storing dahlias or whatever. You have to kind of check on things from time to time, make sure they're not drying out and make sure they're not staying too wet. And sometimes it's a matter of just figuring it out, trial and error until you find the right spot and kind of the right consistency. Okay, so this part shouldn't take too long. I don't have to clean any of the root crops, which is awesome. So I'll just leave the little bit of dirt that's on the outside layer of the root and just layer them in their bins. So here we go. Looking a little bit lonely in here, but it's fun to have the first bit of food storage going on. Whew. Now I didn't have quite enough sand to finish the top layer right here. Usually you want about an inch above and you can still see some of the carrots peeking through, but that's okay because I'll use up that first level pretty quick, I think. And Aaron came out here to lift the crates from the back of the gator into the cellar because, you know, sand is one thing, it's heavy, but slightly moistened sand, even just slightly moistened, is a whole different ball game. They're pretty stout. You gotta make sure to be out of here, buddy. Yeah. See, that's the thing. That's why I wanted to make sure that we didn't have a doorknob that one had a lock on it in any way, because you know, with two kids running around here very soon, I just didn't want that fear of somebody getting stuck in here. And then every time we leave this room, we're gonna have to check for the cats because they're always hovering around my legs somewhere or nearby. And so they like to check things out. So I'll have to make sure that nobody gets shut in here at any point. And I'm not sure if these are gonna stay on the floor or if they will end up kind of up off the floor on some shelving units. But this whole room has been rodent proofed. So I don't think we should have any issues with that. I mean, maybe after lots and lots of years and lots and hordes of mice trying to chew into it, will we ever have a issue? Never say never. I mean, those little things are buggers sometimes. And that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the update on the root cellar. I'm just so thrilled with it and so thankful to have it. And I'm really excited to get stuff in here because I even got like some food storage buckets, and we're gonna have some dry goods in here, as well as like a lot of our pumpkins and squash that we grew. They're still sitting in that third bay waiting to come in here. And I've got tons of potatoes and onions and strung up peppers. Yeah, I just think it's gonna look so cool, and it's gonna be so fun to have that out here. And we will report back on everything that we're storing in here, like how long it lasted and how good we think the method worked that we chose, because some of these things, like I don't think I've ever stored root crops in a bin before because I've never really grown them in mass enough quantity. Typically, I've just left whatever I had left in the raised bed out there for the winter, and then I go dig what I need. But since those are so far out there, I didn't want to have to take a shovel in the depths of winter out to that cut flower garden space, especially if it snows. I wouldn't be able to tell where they were at. It's just nice to have everything in a central location. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.